In life, do not count your chickens before they hatch. So guys, when you're relocating to overseas, the last thing that you'd want to hear after just 2 months of working is that you no longer have a job here in UK, and that you can no longer continue to work here in UK and you have to go back to your country. That is not good news to hear, guys, but this is the sad news that 60 people had to hear. 60 people were actually affected, guys, meaning that 60 people came here to work in UK under this visa route, and after working for just 2 months, they were told that unfortunately we can no longer continue with you guys. You have to go back to your country. The saddest part of it all is that most of these individuals had borrowed money to come to UK. 1, 2, some of these individuals had sold their properties. They had left their jobs. One of them actually said, I sold my shop for me to actually come here to UK. Then all of a sudden you are told, unfortunately, you don't have a job after working just 2 months. So this is what I'm going to be talking about in today's video. And if you're new to my channel, my name is Pauline Popomoyo, and this is the channel where we keep things real. And without wasting any of your time, let's get into it.
Alright, they asking her the queen. I'm a bad bitch, she's a savage. Look back while I twerk. No comparison. I'm a savage, yeah. Classy, bougie, ratchet, yeah. Sassy, moody, nasty, yeah. Acting stupid, what was happening? Bitch, what was happening? I'm a savage.
So guys, a couple of weeks ago, I came and announced some great news to you, where I highlighted that more job opportunities have been created for people who are overseas. I indicated that we now have the poultry farm worker jobs, and that the UK also needs additional farm workers. 40,000 plus workers were needed under this visa scheme, which is the seasonal worker scheme. Unfortunately, this scheme did not work out very well for the 60 individuals that I'm going to be talking about in today's video. So guys, if you're coming to UK under the seasonal farm worker scheme, what you have to know is that there are certain fees that you need to pay. You need to pay for your visa fees, and you also have to have proof of funds, that is £1,270 in your account. So people have been borrowing that amount of money for them to be able to process and come to UK, because people are under the impression that once you come here to UK and you start working, you're going to be getting a huge amount of money. I've seen even with the healthcare assistance, you are told that you're going to be getting 20,400 per annum. What we forget is that there is tax, there is pay, there is pension, which means from that salary that you are given, they're also going to deduct all those things. Only £12,500 is what you take home without any deductions, but the rest of the money you are going to be taxed. That's one. 2, the cost of living here in UK is high. So when you're calculating and you're thinking, oh, this is the amount of money that I'm going to be making, I'm going to be saving this much, that is not the reality on the ground. It's not as easy to save money because there are so many demands. Gas, electricity, everything has gone up here in UK, including rent and all that. So now with seasonal farm workers, guys, they are only supposed to work 6 months in a row. I know people want to use this visa route because they are thinking that maybe after 6 months you can now convert to a skilled worker visa. Unfortunately, it's impossible. After you finish your 6 months, you have to go back home. Unfortunately, for the individuals who came in September, that is just 2 months ago, after just 2 months of working, they were told that we no longer have fruits in the gardens, we no longer have vegetables in the gardens, you have done everything and finished everything, now you have to go back home. So can you imagine a situation whereby you left your home, you calculated that you're going to work for 6 months, and in those 6 months you're going to get this substantial amount of money and you're going to pay back this and that, and then all of a sudden you're told no more job for you and you are in debt, you've got so many things to pay, so many bills to pay, and you are told that you have to go back home. I know when I'm saying this story doesn't sound believable, so I'm going to read from the source of the information so that you understand what I'm talking about, because I'm sure you're wondering, oh, how can they say if you're on a visa you can now go back home after 2 months? That's the situation on the ground, guys, and I'm going to be reading it straight from the source so that you understand. article is in The Guardian and it states that seasonal fruit pickers left thousands in debt after being sent home early from UK farms. Nepali workers hired to pick fruit on British farms say they have been left thousands of pounds in debt after being sent home only weeks after they arrived. The fruit pickers were recruited under the government's seasonal worker scheme and say they were offered work for 6 months, but less than 2 months after arriving, they were told they were no longer needed and instructed to book flights home. Workers said they had quit jobs to come to the UK and have been left thousands of pounds in debt after borrowing money to cover their flights and fees to third-party job brokers. They also face steep airline charges to rearrange return journeys. Some were being threatened with blacklisting if they don't respond to the emails sent to them. For example, this is a quote from an email: "If you ignore this email and we receive no answer, we'll have to cancel your visas and to blacklist you, unfortunately." Meaning that they are threatening that if they don't take heed to what is being said to them, they'll be blacklisted to never come back to UK again. One worker, Sajid, said he had sold his shop to come to the UK and still had more than 3,000 in debt to repay. That's about a year's salary in Nepal. They told us 6 months would be good money for us, but we get less than we did in Nepal. If we go back, we don't have any work, he said. With no way to work, they faced returning home worse off than they arrived. Manish, whose income supports his children and wife in Nepal, said he had taken on debts of almost 5,000 and still had to pay back more than half. He will probably start to accrue significant interest and fears the debt will take years to repay. How sad is this situation, guys? This is very, very sad. Not only that, this comes just a month after Indonesia had to investigate claims that fruit pickers were charged thousands to work in Kent. It seems like there's a lot of exploitation going on, guys. I want you to understand that in life, do not count your chickens before they hatch. You go for a job interview, they say congratulations, you have passed. I always emphasize, it does not mean that you now have a job, because I've met so many people who are disappointed. After having been told congratulations, you've got a job, they do TB tests for the whole family, the kids, the husband and everything, whilst awaiting the COS because they want to process their things first once the COS is out. But then the company decides not to give the COS, whereas those individuals would have even celebrated with the whole village and the whole clan that they finally got a job offer and they are going overseas and stuff like that. You have to be mindful. Do not count your chickens before they hatch. And do not plan for money that you don't have at hand. Don't plan for money that you don't have at hand, where you say, I'm going to come to UK. Once I'm in UK, I'm going to be paying back £500 per month. Sometimes you can come to UK, it's very difficult to save even that £500 per month, because the first few months here in UK are very difficult. The first year here in UK is very difficult. People have come within their first year and they've gone back because it's not as easy. The first years here in UK, guys, they are not as easy. So when you're coming to UK, do not plan and budget for the money that you don't have at hand, because you don't know what is going to happen. You understand? So this is what happened to these seasonal farm workers. You can see that sometimes you can make plans. I'm going to pay your money. I'm going to go to UK. I'm going to stay there for 6 months. I'm going to pay your money and so forth. If you are on a seasonal farm worker visa, you cannot take up any other job. After finishing that, you have to go back to your country. So these individuals, after 2 months of working, there's no more job for them. There is no more job for them, and they cannot get any other employment, whether in shops or as a skilled worker, because the seasonal farm worker visa is restrictive. You are only restricted to the company which is hiring you, and if the company hiring you says we no longer have a job for you, you are forced to go back to your country. And sometimes you would have sold your house, you have sold your business, you are in so much debt, and you're now forced to go back to your country. Do you see how unfair this can be, guys? As I've already stated that the visa is restrictive, the article states that the early termination means many are now scrambling for other jobs to help repay the debts they accrued. Some say they have applied to restaurants and shops but have been turned away because of the visa type. Others say they asked AG recruitment to be sent to other farms but were told no placements were available. Strict visa rules prevent them from working in other sectors or on farms not connected with their original sponsor. So whatever visa route you're choosing to come here to UK, just check it whether it's going to be beneficial to you and your family, because you don't want to find yourself in such a situation. Anyway, guys, this is all that I wanted to share with you. I'm just coming from work, as you can see, makeup free settings, and I'm now going to sleep. I hope this video was helpful. Hopefully it will help someone who was contemplating or was planning to come to UK using this visa route, so that they can come with that at the back of their mind that anything can happen. Thank you so much for watching, guys. I'll see you in my next video.